seen who knows what horrors in their land before they were dead. And if you see that look with your eyes and you feel it in your heart, if you allow that connection to happen, then you have to jump in and try to help. And I think there may be more problems in the world than ever before, but certainly I haven't met any problem anywhere where there wasn't a group of caring, compassionate, dedicated people working for little or no money, even risking their lives, risking their health to try and put those problems right. That's the greatest hope. The greatest hope that we are beginning to get tired of this materialistic culture that we're living in. It doesn't really give us meaning in our lives. And to reach out to those who need our help and try to give them a better life, whether they be people or whether they be animals, it doesn't matter. It's doing our bit to make this world a better place for our children and theirs. And so it's not too late. It's not too late, but we're getting to the point of no return with our foolish ways. And if we get together now and we link our hearts with our brains, then we can indeed save this planet and make it a better place for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goodall. It's been great to be here, sit and listen to you. Thank you very much for your job. I have a question for you. Why three girls, three beautiful and young girls studying for grade 8 in our planet? It's been Mr. Leakey's idea or casualties?
I think it's a mixture of both. Leakey believes that women may better observers. To the extent that women may naturally be more patient, that we have a need to understand the wants of a small creature that can't speak, which is our own children, and the fact that historically women have needed to be very aware of what's going on in the family so that they can prevent quarrels happening and keep the naughty little boy away from crotchety old uncle or grandfather, to keep the peace. All of those things would actually serve us in good stead. But there are some pretty good male people out there studying monkeys and apes as well. It's not only women.
Right, thank you.
Pero ¿cuántos años tiene un túmulo de peluche?
Now, why isn't he a chimpanzee? Anyone? Why isn't he a chimpanzee? You can't be a chimpanzee because... Well, he was given to me 14 years ago by a man who went blind when he was 21. Here we are, okay? Yeah. By a man called Gary Horn. That's why he's Mr. H. And Gary Horn went blind when he was 21. And he decided to learn to be a magician. Everybody said to him, but Gary, you cannot be a good magician if you can't see. And he said, well, I'm going to try. He's so good that if he was standing here doing his magic, we wouldn't know he was blind. And then he turned to the children and said, you know, things may go wrong in your life, we never know, and if they do, you must never give up. There's always some way forward. So he does scuba diving, and he does skydiving, and he climbs Mount Kilimanjaro. And he thought he was giving me a stuffed chimpanzee. But I made him hold the tail. I said, Gary, chimpanzees don't have tails. And he said, never mind, take him where you go, and you know my spirit's with you. So we have been together. We've been to 59 countries together. And he's probably been touched by at least 3 million people, because I say the inspiration works on. He's getting a bit delicate, but he's just age.
También hablarlo como escucharlo. Últimamente he leído y escuchado que se ha estudiado mucho a los chimpancés, pero poco a los bonobos, porque ha sido muy difícil llegar al Congo y estudiarlos. Entonces, que se cree que si se hubiera estudiado más a los bonobos, se vería que son más similares a nosotros en cuanto que ellos tienen una fracción de ADN que se corresponde más con la sensibilidad y con la empatía que tiene el ser humano. ¿Usted qué piensa acerca de esto?
Well, as a matter of fact, the bonobos, they have been pretty well studied, and the DNA of chimpanzees and humans and bonobos, they're all equal from each other. So a bonobo is as much the same as a chimpanzee is to a human, and so forth in this triangle with 3 sides. Bonobos are more like us in some ways. They seem to be a bit more intellectual than chimpanzees. But the studies that have tried to compare their intellectual development show that they're both in a very, very enriched environment. You can spend a lot of time with them as though they were small children. The bonobo learns quicker, but forgets quicker. And the chimpanzee learns slower, but tends to retain that information much longer. So it doesn't really make sense. They're both amazing. We're amazing. Orangutans are amazing. And the poor old gorillas who are, in dire threats, with one of the problems being coltan. And I am the ambassador for the gorilla, for the year of the gorilla. So I should do my bit in telling people, please, to recycle your cell phones. You can contact JGI Spain and get all your friends to recycle their cell phones. Because this coltan is found in eastern Congo, and that's where there are chimpanzees and bonobos. And it's a very evil, illegal trade. It's involving slaves. The Africans have their own slaves. There's a lot of death. It's dangerous. There's no food there really, except you shoot the animals, so the gorillas and chimpanzees are vanishing. We can recycle the cell phone. I want to challenge the scientists of the world to find an alternative to coltan. There must be. It's just that nobody's, I think, bothered to try and find one, because most people don't know that their cell phone is linked to the deaths of gorillas, chimpanzees, and other animals and people in Africa. So, was that the last question? Yes? Right.
Temos rematarnos o acto, sentimos que hai unhas palabras, pero como dixen antes, Goodall está con cansa, está viaxando moito, foi bastante generosa con nós e, por lo tanto, remato agradecéndolle a súa presencia. Moitas gracias.